Hi guys, in the next two videos we are going to be talking about marketing. Marketing is very important to any theater program. I know a lot of times people just think marketing as in like what you see on TV, advertisements. Um, but we use marketing and should use marketing as much as any other business to promote our shows and our programs. So in this first video, I'm going to go through just kind of some different options for marketing, talk about some of the things that I do. And then in the next two videos, myself and another teacher in my district, who I dubbed the king of marketing, is going to give his information as well. So here we go. So we've got the internet or digital advertisement or marketing versus print marketing. And in the next couple of slides, we're going to talk about why these are both in beneficial, even though because of the internet and the digital era that we live in, you do have wider access with that. But we're going to talk about both. When you're talking about print media, the first thing people think about is posters and advertising your show. And that is one of the available print options. I know at our high school, we have a graphics department, and the students themselves come up with the graphics for the advertising, not only for the theater department, but for others. So check in your area. If your school doesn't have one, maybe a neighboring school does, and you can partner up with them just to kind of develop that next layer of print media. One of the most successful things I see around is merchandise. And I know a lot of theater programs only do like show shirts. But in my district, and I know some other districts, we have merchandise that is just our like theater shirt for the year. Some people also have like water bottles, merchandising. The more people see our name out there, the more they're going to be asking what we're doing. I see kids in the hallway wearing merch and getting asked what they are, what are they working on? What can they look forward to seeing? It also lets people know they're in the program and helps draw attention to our program and maybe get some more people in. We do fundraisers and spirit nights, for example, in some of our local businesses. And we always have print media with our logo, with whoever's logo is whatever company that we're using. We also put up little things in the restaurant or business on those nights or those events, so they're coming up. And then we're also going to talk about how that's used in digital media as well. Now we're going to move on to digital media, digital marketing. This is something that is a little more prevalent as we are a digital society. So the first thing is a web presence, a website. Your school may or district may have a certain platform that they want you to use, or they may have their own. So check about that before you go rogue and just make your own. But having that web presence where all of your information is stored in one place is a great way to market, because then all you have to do is throw your website out there. I'm going to skip social media for a minute and then come back to it. Emails, just sending out copies of your print media to other schools in your area to let them know, and then they promote those as well. You can also send those marketing items to them. You can have them set up so that people can see and purchase, or just know what's going on. We also in our district have sponsors. We have business sponsors that sponsor us individually per school. I had 4 sponsors this year, I believe. And so we spend a lot of time working with them and sharing their information so that then they share ours. So it's this give and take. For example, mine was the Escapery and Tours of Marietta. So we promote their business on our platforms, and then they in turn sponsor us and support us and share our stuff as well. So it's a great way to get your word out in the community. If you would like to know more about sponsoring, you can contact me or Josh Waters, who you're going to see in a little bit, and we can tell you a little bit more about that. Now, I have used digital billboards in the past because we had one right by the school where I worked. Unfortunately, where we're kind of in the cities, so we don't have as much of that billboard there. But if you do use it, it is inexpensive. It is cheaper than buying posters to have your marketing put up for 2 weeks. It's incredible. All right, the last thing I'm going to talk about is social media because that's going to lead into my next video. As we all know, social media has kind of taken over. And so use it. Use it to your best ability to get your program and your information out there. You may need to check with your school district about if you're allowed to have a certain social media for your school. Maybe there's one already that exists and they want you to use that. But check with them first and then figure out what is going to be your best avenue and post on there. Post often, post weekly if you can. If you are have trustworthy students at a higher level, I used to have a social media chairperson that their job was to run the social media. I think that's kind of a common thing. That's one way that it's taken care of, and it's taken care of by a teenager that knows probably more about it than you do. And then it's just one less thing off your plate. You could also have a parent that would be in charge of your social media. Mine, for example, myself and my 2 parent liaisons all have access to post on it. So if I can't post something, one of them can, so that things are always out there. So the next thing we're going to talk about is when. So when to market. Well, a lot of times in my past experience, I would tend to just market during the show season and market what we were doing. But in recent years, I have started marketing all year long. And with our sponsorships and our spirit nights with our local businesses, we have a lot more things to post. So now we post every event. We post it multiple times. We post it weeks in advance, the week of, so that it is out there and people know. We post all of our fundraisers. As I said, our spirit night is a big one that we have once a month, and we post that every month and share it and tag them in it, and then they tag us, and it's all great. Of course, your shows, you're going to want to market those, and we'll talk about some different ways to do that in the next video. We would also recommend sharing with your other communities and schools. I know that myself and the other schools, we all share what's going on in their school as well. And then they share ours. So we're constantly sharing each other, so that even if I'm not doing a show right now, but the 6th grade academy is, then that information's out there and we just kind of work together. Lastly, tag everyone. I tag my principal, I tag my school, I tag the elementary schools, the high school, I tag everybody that we feed into. I tag my superintendent, I tag the city school system, I tag everybody. And even tag MTI or Concord or whoever you're doing. I know that one of our elementary schools, they were doing Shrek last year, and Pinocchio does this like flip. And they had a video of it and they tagged it on MTI. Well, MTI then shared it on their page. I tagged MTI at JTF this year. They tagged us and then shared our stuff on there. So tag everyone. They will share your stuff and then you can share that as well. Okay, so in the next couple of videos, we are going to talk about some different strategies specifically in marketing that you might try. So I hope you enjoy.